Obviously you've got the cheap little video recorders that you can buy, and then there's all the new whiteboard apps. In that case, EduCreation's down there at the bottom, which captures pictures, annotation and sound. You can use it on the PC as well as on the iPad. And then some of the just sound recording apps, that one's Voxy Pro Recorder, or you could use iTalk just to record children's ideas as they're discussing them with a group, and then hear them replay to them when they come and actually do their writing. Also, if you do manage to have iPads, even if you have one iPad, it can be used to support you if you haven't got something like a visualizer. So in this case, a picture's been taken in and around the school, and it's been put into something called Sketch, which is just a free annotation app, and then children can draw over the top, highlighting the shapes that they've found. So if you were using something like Apple TV, or in this case I was using the Reflection app, which I found really brilliant. It allows you to beam your iPad to the screen, and several iPads can be beamed at once. So you could have one iPad showing something at this side and a comparison with somebody else's at the other side. It can also be used in this way. So this is an example of a story map. So as a child is talking, you could be bringing in arrows, explanation, talk through how the story would progress. And you could do that through Sketch, or you could do it through an app called BoardCam, which is just like a live visualizer. So in this way you could use it for modelling, so you could stop partway through the lesson, have children beam up their screens, let's check your answers, do you agree, do you think this is correct, let's discuss it a little bit more. So that opportunity for that instant feedback throughout the lesson. It could also be used to share stories. So in this case, I've just got a picture book, and then you could just show the pictures while you're reading if you like, or you could capture and highlight various aspects of the text. So again, you can highlight and annotate on the top there. Okay, so just thinking about how technology can support writing, there was a document produced by Ofsted last year called Moving English Forward, and some key things that came out of that were, surprisingly, the report said that technology was not being used enough in English lessons, and in the ones that where it was, children were very motivated. They also said that children were talking about their use of more sophisticated technology at home than they were using in school. So a recommendation was to use more technology in English. And certainly you might think about using technology to support various aspects of writing. So you wouldn't necessarily have it supporting the whole process of writing, but you might have it supporting stimulation, getting children engaged and gripped and excited, or you might use it for the planning stage to gather ideas through mind mapping or through just capturing them in note form or sound. Or you might use it to create a digital text at the end, which wouldn't necessarily be a document, but it could be a film, it could be a puppet show, it could be a comic strip. So here's some examples. Just got some examples of short clips there. And sometimes it's quite hard to find the right type of short clip to use to support the kind of genre of writing that you might be doing. I don't know whether how people download YouTube clips, but I think Google has tried to stop some of the sites that you were able to. Zanzar, which I used to use a lot, you can't download anymore, and the Chrome extensions have gone. You might still find some, but this is one that I'm finding the most useful at the moment, and that is using Real Player. I'll just pause it because I want to explain that little section there. I really like Real Player. It's obviously you're not using it online. It's a download. But I used to really hate Real Player in the past. But now I think it's really useful because when you open it up, you can go to File, New Web Browser, and New. I think that's quite that intuitive. But once you know how to do it, it's really easy. And then you just paste in the URL of the video that you want to download, that maybe can't get through your filtering, or you're not sure about the internet quality somewhere that you might be wanting to use it. And then when you start playing the video, you get a little button here to enable you to download it. And then during the download process, because normally in all of these places you can download, it automatically downloads as a flash file, which I tend to like using WMV because I know it will always work in PowerPoint. You can convert and trim at this point, so you can do it all in the one piece of software rather than having to go to Format Factory or whatever to try and convert it again. So I would recommend, if you're looking for something different from what you were using previously, Real Player has been very useful for me. And if you haven't seen this website, it's fantastic, theliteracyshed.com. A teacher called Rob Smith, who lives in the north, has put together this website which categorises lots of wonderful animations under various genre, and then supports that with various writing ideas, the ways that you might use this film to support the development of writing. It's a really, really great website. And as well as having little videos, he also has some very powerful stills that might stimulate the story. So, how she got in the bottle, what happened before that point, and where's this tunnel going, and who might be going there, and how might you get there, what's at the end. And some prompts as well of what might be happening. And then he also has a couple of these interesting stills where everything's still apart from one little section, and it seems as if time stood still. If anybody saw Flash Forward, Flash Forward, it was a bit like that in there. But if you were interested in making one of those, or having your class make one of those, which is relevant for them as happening in their school, then there's a piece of software that Microsoft have developed, which is free for download, called Microsoft Cliplets. And it allows you to have a piece of video with one section that's repeated and everything else is still. So you have to think carefully about what little video you might use, and have a little bit of space, like in this person, a little bit of space around them so you can create a mask, and then you can keep everything still and just having a bit of repeated movement going on. I also find VoiceThread very useful because that allows you, as a class teacher, to be able to put in a stimulus, so a still or a video clip. And as a class teacher, you can create multiple identities. So as a teacher, I might put this in, and I might give some instructions about what I want individuals or groups to do, and then I might have little icons around the side, either for groups or individuals, and then they would click on their little icon and then record their thoughts in. So they could record it via text, or via audio, or via video, into VoiceThread, and listen back to what others have thought, and be inspired, hopefully, by that. Okay, so just moving back onto the creation of a digital text. I just wanted to mention Google Docs. Does anybody use Google Apps?
We're just going to it. We're just about to switch in January.
Okay. If you're not quite there yet, or if you want to trial things and not necessarily have all the children having their own account, then you can do that by having a class account and just limiting how children access some of those documents. So if you created a class Google account and then clicked create, you get the tools there. You can document the spreadsheet, the form, and the presentation tool. And then this, for example, is a form. So if I wanted my class to create book reviews that they entered individually and then everybody else could see and share, And then they would enter their information into a form and it would automatically become into a spreadsheet. So the way I would share that with the class is like this. That when you get the form, when you create the form, you automatically get a URL for that form. And if you copy it and create a shortcut, so that would be anywhere on your computer. So new shortcut, and then paste in and click next. And then you would give it a name, such as book review form, and finish. Then I would have a shortcut that when the children clicked on that, it would immediately just take them to that form. And when they've submitted their data into there, it immediately goes into the spreadsheet. So to enable them to see that spreadsheet, then I would choose the permissions. Anyone who's got the link can view, not to edit, just to view. Copy that link, and then paste that wherever the children could access. So then, again, new shortcut, paste in the URL, and next. And then I've got the book review spreadsheet. And obviously this is book review, but you could gather any data like this, maths data, science data. And then they would be able to enter their details and also read what everybody else has written as well, without being able to edit what they've written. So that's the using the form. But also you could use the presentation tool as well. So again, in a similar way, by creating a presentation and then having each child contribute to a page, they could then build that up into an interactive book, and they could access that document by creating a shortcut onto the shared drive, and then entering that in and building that up over time. I just wanted to I won't go into Google Earth in too much detail, but just if you haven't been there for a while, the fact that Google Street View is now built in allows you to walk around your local area and also measure distances. So you can measure distance to local amenities, you can measure distances from individuals' houses to the school, who's the furthest away, who's the nearest, and walk around the local area.